everybody, and welcome back to the review of the Aliens Dark Horse Trident Comics of the Aliens series. This is issue 3. As you know, I've already done 1 and 2, and this is now issue 3. So this was in April of 1991. Once again, it's £1.50 of the Queen's coin, the Queen then. So it would have been the Queen's money. This is the British edition of the Aliens comics. So there you go. It's got the original, as I've said, James Cameron style Aliens writing. Very good art. So it's got the Aliens, the continuation from the movies in comic form, which was much better storyline. As I said, I believe they should have gone with that rather than the Alien 3 series. But yeah, and it's got the Predator story, which is the Predator Concrete Jungle, and that is basically, as I said, a follow-on of what Predator 2 is like in comic book form. Point out some of the similarities as we go through. That's the cover art. Very good. It was on sale monthly, so you had to wait a month to get the new one of these. So that's the little adverts. They always have these little advert pages in the old comic books, which are pretty cool. And this is, as I said, episode 3 of Aliens, episode 3 of Predator, and they had an Aliens versus Predator section in here too, which was based on the book Prey. That was very good. In these early editions, for some reason, the Aliens versus Predator was black and white, and I'm not sure why that is, because it goes to colour very shortly. So cover art by Dennis Bovard, editor Martin Skidmore, design Jane Hubbard, and promotion by Neil McKay. Okay, that's the contents page. Right, so as we left off last time, Newton Hicks and Butler, who now is an android, they didn't know at the time, have fled Earth because Earth has been completely overrun by xenomorphs. By episode 3, they stowed away on a cargo ship, and they believed they were safe, but that cargo ship was actually on autopilot and was heading for another colony stroke spaceship, and that is where they bumped into General Spears, and the cargo on board that ship was actually xenomorphs, which there was a small battle in there. And that is when they managed to get onto this colony stroke ship, and they've run into someone called General Spears. Now General Spears is the commander of the base. That's him there. He's completely insane, and there's a hive that he's created on the colony that he's supposed to be protecting. He's used the people to breed xenomorphs, and the reason he's doing that is because he wants to create his own xenomorph army to retake the Earth, and he believes the xenomorphs can be controlled, and that touches on, as I've said before, Alien Resurrection style control, like where they were trying to use the freezing cold to scare the xenomorphs into behaving, weren't they? Even though the xenomorphs plotted a way out. Well, in this comics, this fire he's using to control. So, as you can see, he's sacrificing people from the colony as sustenance, as well as breeding material for the xenomorphs. So what he's actually doing is he's showing the Queen what will happen if the xenomorphs attack humans. They'll be burnt, and the Queen gets to watch it. The idea being is that she'll control them into behaving themselves, but we all know that's not going to happen, because there's General Spears trying to use a match in this part here to demonstrate that he's got the ability to use fire on her. So he's another one who believes he can control the xenomorphs. As you can see, guys, the art in these is unbelievable, especially this edition. This edition has some of the really good images, and I'll show you some stills as we go along. So Newt, as an adult, was with Butler. Butler didn't know he was an android. So going back to, again, I think that Alien Earth, Alien Isolation style of androids to be more human was what was believed. So yeah, so he didn't know he was a xenomorph, and then he got ripped in half, and that's how he found out he was an android, and Newt was his partner. There you go. So as I said, in these comics, in this version, Newt and Hicks both survive. Hicks is badly scarred, and Newt is suffering with like a form of PTSD or something like that, obviously of what's gone on the Earth. These are CCTV images of Earth that's being monitored from this base, and there's a cult forming on Earth that are worshipping the Xenos and human sacrifice, believed to please the Xeno. If that pleases the Xenos, to leave people alone. These are the cult here attacking people on Earth. Very good. This is this is Hicks mounting an escape attempt, because they've realised what General Spears is doing and what's going to happen. There's a coup forming, and some are following Newt and Hicks because they know the General's going mad, because the General wants to just take the aliens. He wants to sacrifice all his men, and they don't realise it yet. So here you go, the Queen has now broken out. They always find a way out, don't they, the Xenomorphs? Security alert level 28. And there's a good image of Newt and Hicks and some others running down the corridor, trying to escape the Queen and the Xenomorphs. As I said, the art in this one is probably the best, I reckon, out of all of them. I love the detail to the guns in these comics, what they used to do with the weapons. Very good. In this particular edition, like I say, the art is real good. The trap comes crashing through. General Spears has figured out that they're trying to break out. As you can see, he's got his fire tank there. Get the Xenos under control. They understand the flame. I'm their new master. Prepare the traitors for execution. See what I mean? Want to go back to Earth. So then it moves on again to the Predator section. This was about Schwarzenegger's brother. They used the surname of Schaefer. It's his older brother, who's a cop in New York City. Now, this has started off very much like the same as Predator 2. The gangs are meeting in the apartment upstairs, but there wasn't a big fight with the police beforehand like there was in the movie. In this one, the Predator just attacks them in the penthouse when they're trying to discuss a power share, and that's the first indicator that there's a new player in town when you see the flayed bodies. So, as I said, the similarities between this and Predator 2 are pretty much, have a lot of identical parts in them, which are really good. See, in this one, it's Schaefer, the character Schaefer, who goes into the penthouse, not Rausch. This is Rausch, his partner. But Rausch is basically the Danny character from Predator 2. And in the film, you know that Danny goes up into the penthouse, doesn't he? And the Predator kills him. Well, in this, it's different. Schaefer goes up into the penthouse, and that's the first time he comes across the hunter, the Predator. And he manages to pull off the Predator's biomask and take it with him when the Predator throws him from a window. And it gives him a bit of a beating. So there you go. That's when they've got the bio mask, and Schaefer's taken off to the hospital. So in the comic books, as you see, that's very different, isn't it? Danny's killed, and Schaefer's blamed for basically going against orders, isn't he? Killing his death, killing him, sort of thing. So Danny Glover's character, Mike Harrigan, is kind of blamed for the death of Danny, doesn't he, in Predator 2? But in these comic books, like I say, it's different. So Rauschy is in the comic books, and that's his partner. Predator has placed a tracker on Schaefer's neck, and that story goes from there. So as you see with these comics, it's really good because they've got the same sort of subway story, bits and bobs, but the differences with this one is this goes off into different places and stuff like that, and has a very different second half of the story kind of thing. So this character, McComb, he plays basically like the Robert Davi style person who was in Predator 2. The chief who wants Harrigan's job, doesn't he, in Predator 2? Well, this is the same. In this, he wants Schaefer's job. And it's a government-sealed crime scene. So the story is pretty much similar, except in this, the shady character is the general from the original Predator movies. So he's the one who comes along, and he's playing kind of the same part what Gary Busey played in Predator 2, you know, as this rogue sort of shady character. So yes, the art in these, like I say, guys, is absolutely brilliant. I love the overdone, like 80s sort of muscular builds on these people in these comics. So it's really good. So this one, in this story of Predator Concrete Jungle, it actually goes off back to Latin America where Dutch was, because he's searching for answers as to what happened to his brother as well. So there's a crash chopper, look, crash chopper, jungle, and there it ends on this episode with, what did that, and he swears, do to my brother? What the hell happened here? And there's the crater that the original Predator left when he set his self-destruct and killed himself. So yeah, that's the differences with that part of the story. That doesn't obviously happen in Predator 2, does it? But yeah, it's really good. The comic book story would have been okay in movie form, but the end, as it gets further on a little bit, I think it would have been a little bit unrealistic and would have kind of ruined the current film format that we've got now. But yeah, I like this story, and I liked Predator 2 as well. I thought Predator 2 was a great movie. I really liked it. So then we move on again to the Aliens versus Predator, which is of the prey kind of story, you know. So this is set on a planet colony called Prosperity Wells, and it's very much the same as AVP. The Predator has to survive with a female human, work together to survive, and this story for me would have been better than the AVP style story, because I know I batter on about it, and I've said it before, keep it off world, because once the aliens get to Earth, that's the end of it. You know, you're gone. You ain't gonna come back from that. So this story was better. As in AVP, you've got the Predator who's injured. He's nursed back, and he ends up working with this lady. Now in the film, it's Alexa Woods, isn't it? But in this books, it's a lady called Noguchi, and she's like the CEO of Prosperity Wells, and they end up having to survive together. Now in this, the ending, like I say, is different to AVP, because in the ending of this, she actually becomes part of the clan, and she goes off with them for a time. So that was quite interesting. So she actually wins a place in their clan because she helps protect and fight alongside a predator. So these ones, for some reason, I don't know why, were black and white in the early episodes. I'm not sure what the thinking was behind that, but still great art. Everything's still good in the early episodes. I just don't know why they chose black and white. But this part of this story anyway is very on, like the Yautjas or the Predators, whatever you call them. In their own time, they're fighting. They're like a fighting race, aren't they? So they spend their time training and fighting to be the biggest, toughest warrior until an actual hunt is on, and then they're after honour. So yeah, it's great. I mean, the art is very good. Look at that art. So you can't really beat that art, especially in these early editions. And that was the next week. So next month, Aliens and Predator meet. So that's when they have the big clash, you see. So there you go. And this is like an advert for another comic. Yeah. Crime doesn't stand a chance against the Punisher. I like that Punisher. It's great, isn't it? I thought the TV series was really good. Shame they never carried that on. Yeah, so that's the art. So there you go. It's a story by Mark Verderheiden for Aliens. So he done some great stuff, didn't he, with the old Alien comics. So yeah, so that is issue 3 of April 1991. And I would say, guys, that definitely has some of the best art in it, this one. So I will see you guys again for issue 4. And thank you for taking the time to view my reviews. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care now. Stay frosty.